Hello.
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 Welcome back.
Welcome back to season 2 for the second time.
We go
Of
again.
the M&T podcast.
This week is a bit of a random ramblings of everything that's gone on since our last pod, which was quite a while ago, as you'll find out in the episode. But we kind of do a few things. We do our highlights on 3 areas of our lives, which is quite cool.
We kind of do a summary of 2022 and what we've been up to since the last pod went out. So it's a bit all over the place, but we're back. We do have a couple of bottles that we do open. It is the morning, but you'll find out what they're all about once we get going.
Yep.
And I guess we'll see you in the episode.
See you in the episode.
See you in the episode. Forgot that we do that.
Do we?
Yeah,
We do now. Hello, Puppet.
Oh, God. Hello.
You alright?
Yeah, welcome, everybody, to season 2 for the second time.
We are back. Back once again.
For the Renegade Mazda.
And it is not even 9 in the morning.
It's not. It's 8:46. For
Let's-
those eagle-eyed viewers on YouTube, they'll see that there are bottles on the table in front of us.
But they do have the big old words sin on the front because, well, at least for you for another couple of days, you are alcohol free and I am undecided on my alcohol consumption.
So let's just talk about what to expect from season 2 of the M&T podcast. Very little has changed. We're going to have a bottle. The difference today is that it's alcohol-free wine.
We've done that before.
I think
We're not alcohol-free wine, but we've done it on coffee. We've done it like non-alcohol. We had non-alcohol watermelon frozen cocktails. Do you remember those?
Yeah, they sound like a great laugh.
They were awful.
But yes, you can expect the usual, I guess. So welcome back. Thank you for those who have stuck with us. Before we go into the pod, let's talk some admin. What do people
put my
need
bottle back down
to
then.
do?
What do people need to do?
Because
Subscribe.
we're on a new stream on the old pod
Yeah, so
platforms, right?
Yeah. So you just have to research us. If you're watching on YouTube but you want to listen on Spotify or Apple or TuneIn Radio, we are on them all. You can just search the M&T podcast on there. You'll see our lovely faces, and
It's
you
a new
can
logo
subscribe.
It's got new colours and stuff. So
Yeah.
if you're sticking with the old stream, which I know at least one person was, because I got a message to say, you've got an episode out for season 2. I've just listened to it. Now, we made that a year ago.
This is season 2. We go again because we need to go again on it because we failed at going the first time.
Well,
so
we
we're going.
got going and stopped promptly.
Yes.
So we need your help. Hold us accountable. We're going to get back into making these on the weekly. And you can expect us in your ears and on your YouTubes every weekend.
Bunch of lucky ducks, aren't they?
I know. Here we are. So let's pour and let's catch up what's happened in a year.
How long we got?
Strap in, folks.
So you've already had yours. I've not tasted mine because I only found this bottle yesterday. But we have been on the lookout for some non-alcoholic alternatives, just in general, because I can only have 1 or 2 of the non-alcoholic beers, even though I do like them. But I wanted to look for some non-alcoholic wine, and we have found this low alcohol at 0.5%. So I'm still classing that as no alcohol.
Sure, if
Sauvignon
it's
Blanc.
under 1%, it's not alcohol, is
No,
it?
exactly.
I get more out of using a permanent marker.
But it's got a nice description. Do you want to hear it?
Yes, please.
This zesty Sauvignon Blanc is made from grapes harvested at our sun-kissed vineyards in Spain. Innovative technology gently removes most of the alcohol without affecting the natural flavours. Once opened, refrigerate and drink within 2 days. So I've got to get through a bottle of non-alcoholic wine in 2 days. A 250ml glass is 80 calories.
Wow. Can I read you my description?
Yeah.
So you bought me a bottle of red,
It's
same
the same
brand. And mine is described as, this fruity red blend is made from grapes harvested at our sun-kissed vineyards in Spain. Innovative technology gently removes most of the alcohol without affecting the natural flavours. Now, I've tried this. I've already drank half of it. I'd just like to point out, if that was an alcoholic bottle of red wine, it wouldn't have lasted. But non-alcoholic red wine does last longer.
Why?
Because it doesn't taste as good.
Okay.
And you don't get that warm, fuzzy feeling.
I like a warm, fuzzy feeling. I also like that sound. All right.
8:50 a.m, folks. Having
I
a slur
have
each.
no idea what a slur. My mum drinks slur.
All
I
the
love
best
a bit of
people do.
slur.
I think my nan drinks slur.
All right. Well, cheers, love.
Cheers, love.
Happy. I don't know what day it is. Happy
Happy whatever day it is. Welcome back to
podcast
season
day.
2. You try first. I want to know if you do really hold on to those natural zesty
It
flavours.
smells like wine,
Okay.
but
Does it?
it tastes like juice.
Let's
Have a little taste. I don't like red, so
It does smell more like wine than mine. Actually, no, mine does smell like red wine.
let's have a look. Oh God, yeah.
It's not for you, is it?
No, I don't like it. And now we're just like smelling on a podcast. It's like ASMR.
It's a weird podcast concept, isn't it? The smelling things. It's just like mine, really. It's quite obviously a wine alternative. It doesn't taste like anything other than wine, but it's missing
Alcohol.
It's missing alcohol. Red wine always sort of
It's not bad.
Red wine tends to sort of like be a bit burny because it's kind of vinegary and it can be quite sharp and stuff, even when it's a smooth one.
All right, sommelier.
I know.
Okay, love.
You want to know what I've been doing this year? Reading wine bottles.
So if anyone does have any alcohol-free alternatives, we can't actually get many here, but even check their delivery. If they go to Spain, I'll send you my address.
Please don't send us anything. I'm
No,
saying
not
that
from
on
the.
episode
Oh
1.
God, yeah, from the UK.
We used to ask
awful.
people if you want to send something for the pod, by all means, and we always appreciated that.
But guess what's happened? Brexit.
We're not going to make the pod about Brexit,
No.
but let's get it out of the way straight away. It's still a shit idea. Was always a shit idea.
And
now
it taxes all deliveries.
you send us something, I have to pay 20-30 euros just to release it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now people are deliberately going to send us like a Freddo in an envelope.
Oh, I do love a Freddo.
I'm not
though.
paying 20 euros to get a Freddo out of customs, though.
And I can probably go to the English shop in San Am for that.
How much is a Freddo these days?
20p, 21p. How much is a Freddo? I don't know. Comment and tell us.
Tell us in the comments.
I need to know how much a Freddo. I need like a picture proof.
Anyway.
What have you been up to the last year, love?
Well, firstly, I was going to ask, because people are probably wondering, why are we on non-alcoholic wine right now?
Oh.
And, people might be going, oh, these two have become really boring. I'm going to unsubscribe and fuck off.
I've always been boring. We have had a summer. And summer has been pretty heavy, to be fair. Would you put it that way?
It was very full on. I would argue it was our first proper summer since, oh God, we've already gone into the COVID word as well.
You don't have to argue it. That's the whole point of it. Like, basically, when April came around and all restrictions were kind of lifted on clubbing and all of that kind of jazz and going out and that, it was like just being released into the wild. Everyone that lived here kind of just went, woo, let's go!
Yeah, and everybody who came here
we're like, woo!
was potentially on their first... They were on their first holiday, some people for 2 years. So it was either friends coming over or friends that we would make. And everyone was just a little bit wilder than they would probably usually be. Making up for lost time and just sort of enjoying what the island had to offer. So long story short, we had a bit of a summer. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a little bit more length anyway. September and October were pretty heavy, if you still count those as summer.
That's still summer.
Which here it kind of is. And we had lots going on, which basically meant that as soon as we hit November, we were kind of like, should we just take a break? Because odds are in December, with the World Cup round the corner, I'll be drinking again in the next couple of weeks.
We decided on we're not drinking in November. Then someone remembered that football was on from the 20th or the 21st.
So a funny thing about this.
So what happened is you backpedaled quickly and now...
Not that quickly, and it's only a week earlier.
Week's a week, love.
And it's the World Cup and I don't care. Funny, right? But I was talking with my therapist about this the other day.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, I go to therapy now, guys. Yeah, we'll probably talk about that at some other time as well. But I was talking with my therapist and he was asking, because he knows that over the last few weeks I've been going dry, and he's like, how's that going? And I was saying, well, like, it's really nice to have sort of that level of focus, not have a fuzzy head at any point in the morning. We're more productive, and it just sort of helps with all sorts of things. And he was like, oh, so how long do you think you'll keep going? And I told him, well, the World Cup is around the corner. And he did genuinely ask, why does that make any difference?
My point exactly.
And I said, well, I associate...
Well done, therapist Adam. Is that his name?
That is his name. Other therapists are available. They don't all have to be called Adam. He was just asking. He's not judgmental, and he didn't say like you should or you shouldn't. He just sort of asked the question, why does the fact that the World Cup is coming around make any difference? And I talked about how I associate going and watching England games with pubs, mates, that usually involves beers and stuff. And he was like, okay, well, you are able and consciously able to change those habits if you want to. He
said, you want to?
I said, no, I don't. Like, that's what I associate with. And I don't quit drinking to go sort of to the extreme of I'm now a dry person, I'm a sober person, and I'm going to preach that at all. I do it to sort of prove to myself over a couple of weeks and to sort of help my health and sort of kickstart my well-being after a long summer.
So answer me this then. You then said, I'm going to do the month of November. And then you changed your mind.
I did change my mind when I remembered that there is a World Cup on. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good chat.
Well, no, I mean, it's as simple as that. Like,
that's fair enough, I guess. I don't know. I guess we were just both like, okay, let's do November.
So here's the reality. If I go to the pubs for the England game specifically, and I choose not to drink, surrounded by people that are, I'm not saying I won't have fun. We've been going to bars and stuff and drinking non-alcoholic beers.
Of course you won't have as much fun. You're not drunk.
But it's not quite the same. And here's the thing. Like, would I have more fun if I maybe had a few beers, didn't go crazy, was able to enjoy it, and like that feels like a treat for me. And then come home after that game and,
that's fair
enough. Turn into.
I'm not very good at doing that though. That's why I'm not.
That
drinking.
I think is the test. Is the England game next Monday is at 2 p.m. our time. So it'll probably be a case of going out sort of after lunch. We'll probably have lunch and then go down to WOM, I imagine.
What have we been doing this summer? WOM.
Spoiler, that's pretty much where we've been. You want to know where our money's gone? Pikes, WOM, or the taxis in between.
All right, nicely done.
No, that's probably where I'll go. The test will be when that game finishes at, say, 4 p.m, what do I do next?
That's a hard time. Like, I prefer the 8 p.m. games for that.
Which all of the other England games are.
It's easier, isn't it? That
well,
2 p.m.
Sure?
What if it's a glorious day?
But I would argue that if it's an 8 p.m. kickoff, and that's when you start, odds are that's going to turn into a night out because you're basically out.
Yeah, but a 2 p.m. kickoff can go from 2 p.m. to a night out.
True.
So that's just longer.
Well, that will be the test.
Or you start earlier.
Tune in next week, guys, and find out how I did.
Oh, God. Anyway, so in short, we've had a big summer. We're having a bit of time off the alcohol to get our head back in the game and kind of settle down. Everyone here seems to be on the same kind of wavelength at the moment, and it is helpful that everyone is kind of like that. It's not permanent. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet.
Said it might
I'm
be.
Natalie and Bruglia torn.
One thing I like what you've been saying recently is that you are considering whether or not you do just pretty much stop drinking. And we'll see. I mean, I'll support you either way. If you go, actually, no, I do want to drink, I'm not going to go, oh, well, you said you weren't going to. But likewise, if you say, I'm staying dry, that's it now. Cool. I mean, literally, do what you want.
We do.
Fine. But something I like that you've said is what you might do is only drink like nice things and for proper occasions and stuff.
I do have to thank Ben Law for that because he's very good at, he has really nice wines, like the organic, sulfate free, and then even when it comes to like spirits and stuff as well, rather than buying like a cheap bottle of vodka or a cheap gin or whatever, buy something nice for yourself, and then you just don't like neck it either, do you? You're not going to go through half a bottle of gin, like and just be like, oh yeah, like that's,
Yeah.
you'd actually, if you had a nice bottle of Roku, or like we've seen some new kind of Ibiza gins and stuff recently as well. If you had a nice bottle, you'd pour yourself one, you'd kind of savor it a bit more, you'd enjoy it, get yourself some Fever Tree tonic, like go and just do the nice versions of things.
Yeah, I mean,
and like if you're
it is more expensive, obviously,
but then again,
in turn, I think, I don't know, I've said to you more recently, I've started to appreciate spending a bit more money on a really nice bottle, and you just have a little bit of it. You don't need to, like, the pod has been famous for us drinking €1.79 bottles of Los Molinos.
I still love a Los Molinos. Don't
So
get me wrong.
we would go to the cash and carry, spend €10 and get 7 or 8 bottles, quick maths. And sit here on the pod and smash through 2 of them if needs be.
Yeah, true. But, you know, we were even in the alcohol shop literally yesterday, and a bottle of the organic Protocolo was less than €4.
It was $3.89 or something.
Yeah, and that's a nice organic rosé, which we like and enjoy and have had at restaurants here.
It's still cheaper than
and it's still cheaper.
The cheapest bottles of wine you'd get in Tesco.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's my train of thought. Some really nice people have sent me some kind of sober tips. I have a couple of new apps that I'm using as well. There's a new app that's come out recently called Dry with 2 Ys, by a couple of people in the UK. That's pretty cool. Big community on there. And yeah, so any tips and tricks on that too?
We both use an app called I Am Sober, don't we? Mm-hmm. Where when you set it up, it's sort of every day it makes you pledge in the morning, yes, I'm going to stay sober. And then at the end of the day, you get a notification to say, did you? And you can say yes and how your day went. The thing I like about that app is you put in an estimated, how much do you think you spend on average per day on alcohol? Now, we don't drink alcohol every day, but I would look at the week and go, well, we'd go out at least once or twice a week, have a few beers here, a few beers there, maybe
and a canya
cocktail.
or 2 in the week as well. Like
a canya's so
I did
easy.
like a canya a day, and then like a night and a half out, of money, and then I think I'm up to like €250
saved
in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
like
times that by the 2 of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's scary.
We should put that money aside, really.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we? And just buy myself something pretty. Anyway, that's a lot about alcohol.
Well, that's our story right now. So, it's been a year.
It has been a year. It's been a great year.
It has.
So the last, so actually I was chatting to Mahmood, who listens to the podcast all the time, and he told me the exact date of the last pod.
Oh, good. I'm glad somebody did, because I didn't look.
Because I said to him it had been a year. He was like, no, it wasn't. So the last pod was the 22nd of October, 2021.
Oh, near enough then.
Yeah, so we're
just over a year.
We're just over a year. Well, nearly a month over a year.
I forget how far through November
So yeah, there's a lot have happened. Obviously, we did last Christmas, last New Year, into this summer. The summer was crazy, and now we ended our summer with a Halloween stay at Pikes, and now we're here.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Story done.
Thanks for checking in, guys. That's we'll see you next week.
So, do you have a highlight of your year, and then we'll go from there?
I think. Are you talking about a specific event or something that we've achieved?
Okay, all right. Let's do it in sections, so we can do like a personal highlight, like an event, and then like maybe a business highlight, and maybe a personal achievement.
Okay.
What have you?
So personal highlight, personal achievement, and something
and
business
a businessy,
related.
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to go first?
Yeah,
on all three?
We can do personal highlight first, because I can't think of mine right now.
Personal highlight.
Event
so
vibes.
Basically the best
I know
day
exactly
of the
what
year.
you're going to say.
I think most people who follow my Instagram or who know me personally are probably going, I know exactly what he's going to say. Should we do it in 3,
2, 1, bicep.
Bicep at Amnesia on September 4th.
Yeah.
Was just the best. I'm obsessed with Bicep. I have been all year. And then they only did one night live in Ibiza this year, didn't they?
They did one event, and it was a live show. So they were building all of their tracks from scratch. It was at Amnesia. We were super lucky to have a VIP table on the terrace as well. Which I stayed at and you didn't. I was like, wait.
we had such a crew that went with us, and we hired a minibus, didn't we?
We did. So we had a barbecue.
Pre-party here at our house, and probably about 15, 16 people. I think we got up to about 20.
Yeah, it was our friend Sam's birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we had lots of people around here. People who don't get Ibiza always sort of roll their eyes at this bit, but like Bicep don't come on until 2 a.m. We didn't go to Amnesia until midnight.
We had our minibus
was at midnight.
Party bus was at midnight.
Yeah, and so we went over there, and I've wanted to see them for over a year. They did one night. We booked those tickets so early on in the summer.
We booked them in June.
Yeah, like as soon as it was announced, it was like, cool, we're going.
Yeah.
And it was just awesome and epic, and I loved it. And I keep an eye now to see where they're doing Bicep Live gigs again, just in case, I mean, if they ended up in Barcelona, Madrid, here, or if they're doing something in London when we're ever over in the UK, I would go out of my way to go and see that again.
Nice.
It was epic.
Cool.
So that was my best event.
Oh no. What was mine? Hold on.
Oh, are we doing it this way? Because you said you wanted all three.
Okay, no, I didn't.
Can't keep changing your mind.
I didn't say that.
You did.
I
said, do you want all three?
Play it back.
And you said yes.
Okay, yeah, sure, go. Because I have no idea what my best event was.
Cool. My personal achievement. Growing my chili peppers.
Brilliant.
What's funny?
Because I didn't know what you were going to say, but then as soon as you started talking, I knew exactly what you were going to say. And that made me laugh.
Since the last pod, but again, people who maybe follow us in other ways would know, I grew really, really hot chili peppers from seed.
Proper.
So they were sown in March, and yeah, I grew them all summer long. I picked them, harvested them, kept the plants alive. They've thrived and flourished.
I kept them alive for you too at some point.
You did when I was out of the country for a little while. You kept them alive, and in the last month or two, have been making my own hot sauce.
Oh, you've just helped me think of my personal achievement. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
And the hot sauce is sick.
So just going to drop it in now because it's going to become a regular sponsor of the pod. I now have my own hot sauce range called Fuck It.
Do you?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
You?
I'd say so.
What? Go on. You. All right.
Okay.
We need an independent adjudicator.
I grew the peppers. Harvested them. I learned all the agricultural needs. It's like Clarkson's farm.
Yeah.
I kept them alive, picked them.
Yep.
I did I've made the Instagram account and done all the branding. I've bottled them up. Made the labels.
Cool.
You just cooked the hot sauce.
Fuck you!
To be fair, no, listen.
No, come on now.
No, listen. Batch 1 and 2 and 3
and 4 were mine.
1, 2 and 3 we did together. You're a liar.
3 and 4 I did. 3 and 4.
4 you did on your own. 5 I did. 3. And 5's the best.
3 and 4
okay.
I did on my own.
Okay, so 1 and 2.
So you take your little hot sauce. Go on, off your pop.
Okay. Our hot sauce.
No, I don't want it now.
Cool, you heard it here. My hot sauce. It's called Fuck It. Go and follow the Instagram. At some point
Fuckit.Ibiza, right?
Yeah. We'll make lots and lots of bottles of it, and I can only sell it on the island at the moment because shipping to other countries, again, Brexit, thanks so much for that. Lots of people in the UK are like, oh, send me a bottle. I've sent a couple of bottles and it's a bloody nightmare. So
you have to wait until we go to the UK.
For now, if you're on the island and you want a bottle of our hot sauce, ping me a DM or something and I'll sort you out.
Oh, nicely done.
So that's my personal achievement. Professionally, we're probably going to have a similar thing, but I'll let you talk about it. But this year, since the last pod, we've built a business from scratch.
Oh, shit.
That wasn't going to be yours? Wow.
No. It's just, you don't realise that we only rebranded to Ibiza Creative Club
in January.
In January.
The last pod, Ibiza Creative Club.
Oh, fuck.
Our business, your business, if you want to take it entirely, because it is your baby, didn't exist. It wasn't even in the universe at the time.
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a joint thing, because I guess business-wise, I don't have a...
It's all you do, so...
Yeah, so we now have a team of 7.
So why don't we get on to that? I think we'll do a whole section about the update on the business. So let's start with your best event of 2022.
I've literally had to go on Instagram because I'm like, what have I done this year? Because there's lots going on. And... I'm not even sure I know what my best event is. There's been so many amazing things that have happened.
Get off the fence and pick one.
It might be Bicep as well, you know. Yeah, it might...
Cool.
Can I pick your second choice?
My second choice?
Muse.
Oh, yeah. So, hold on. Are you stealing Bicep off of me?
No.
As your best... Listen.
No.
As your best event?
No, you're not.
And then giving me a suggestion of what my other one might be. Is that what's happening?
No,
here?
I was just choosing your second place. Oh, okay.
You can't pick your first.
Okay. I think I found it now because I just looked on here again because it's close to Bicep. When WOM took over Pasha and did their night in Pachacha.
Oh, yeah. I didn't go to that.
No, that was my best event of the summer. Followed closely by Halloween.
Halloween was great. Halloween was 2 weeks ago. And was the catalyst for, okay, we're not drinking again for a while.
It was, but we always knew that was coming.
So your best event was when WOM took over Pasha?
Yeah, that was
cool.
A really cool day. I also, going through my Instagram, I've been to Dubai this year.
Was that this year?
That was end of March. I went to
Bloody
Dubai
hell.
because I was there 1st of April.
And you did business stuff
That
while
was
you were
business.
there. Yeah.
But that was good events too.
You carry on talking. I'm going to do that thing where we stop the camera and start it again.
Yeah, we're about there. But yeah, there've been so many events this year. Have been good. We did Fatboy Slim again at Pikes. We've been to Rocks. We've had a very, very good summer full of events. And they've been amazing. My personal achievement.
Yeah.
Do you think you know what it is?
No.
Getting my boat licence.
Oh, yes. Skipper Tiff.
Ha! Yeah, so now I can drive a boat around.
Up to 10 metres.
Up to 10 metres.
Up to 10 metres. That's how far you can drive it.
Away from shore.
After that, you have to hand over the reins to a grown-up.
No. I can on my own
You've got
drive a boat.
your rib.
No, it's up to 10.
Any boat
up to 10 metres.
Wow.
Doesn't have to be like a rib. It's just we know people.
Most boats that are probably up to 10 metres are usually ribs.
Yeah. You can get some like a little speedboat though.
Yeah.
10 metres is quite long.
Yeah, it is.
So I've got my skipper, and went out on another practice last week, and just waiting on good weather days. I'm just going to go out.
Boat days incoming.
Boat days, yeah.
That's really cool, and I'm a bit gutted because I was going to do it as well.
Yes.
There's a few things I've missed out on the last couple of months just because I was off the island and stuff and dealing with other things, but I'm excited actually that now you have the license, so on boat days
you can drink, and
I'll be
bring
the one
on
that
mine.
drinks.
That would be good for a boat day. The non-alcoholic wines and beers, because it still makes you feel like you're drinking. Because we always take out plastic.
Do you right now feel like you're drinking?
Actually, at one point when you were talking and I drank some more, I was like, oh, actually, this is quite nice.
Yeah.
Because you've got a wine glass, you're not drinking...
I think that's what helps. We have nice wine glasses.
And sometimes I just put sparkling water in a wine glass to make me feel good.
I'm a sucker for glassware, as you know. And I'm a bit of a collector of decanters and stuff. I think the glass is what makes it. Of
course.
If you put shit wine into a shit glass... Guess what happens? You have a shit time.
I do hate when a shit generic glass gets brought to you. I don't even like a regular pint glass anymore, like a pub pint glass.
No, there's no
don't
need
like
for it.
them.
No, I need something that's like
Give me a
jar.
Cagna glass or a jar or branded glasses are quite good. Like the Heineken ones are really good. The Corona
glasses.
Corona branded glasses are really nice. And then you've got like Leffe and Hogarden.
I think
which
it's
are
such
a whole
a
different
part of
thing
it now,
anyway.
isn't it?
It's part of the experience. And then like there's science behind glassware, isn't there?
I always like because they
and how it's poured and stuff.
And they even like pint glasses, certain pint glasses, like they have those white dotted patterns on the bottom of the glass.
No.
You'll see it now every time you look at in certain pint glasses, certain branded ones, and apparently that helps with the bubbling, whatever that is.
Aeration?
Maybe.
Don't know.
But
is that a word?
I always find it interesting, particularly when you see it a lot in pubs back in the UK, and you see the branded taps on the...
Oh, yeah.
Because again, that never used to really be a thing.
Like the frozen Heineken one?
Yeah, and they
other beers are available.
They have ones where like bubbles are coming through and you can see I think the Corona tap.
Yes.
The Corona tap is really quite...
It's got the limes next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have the frozen
holder.
ones, and it's all part of it, isn't it? Because, we've
been to Scotland.
We did go to
Went
Scotland.
to
Twin Atlantic.
Oh, shit!
That's right up there. That's probably number 3 experience.
Oh, jeez. We've done well. Yeah, because... Sorry, that made me think... Train of thought.
I know, you just shouted out, Scotland!
Tiffy's train of thought went from beers to Brewdog.
We've been to a lot of Brewdogs.
We've been to Brewdogs, yeah. So that's why. That's where that came from.
Wow, I've seen Bicep, Muse and Twin Atlantic this year.
You are fucking welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
Muse was your anniversary gift from me, remember?
It was. We had a right laugh.
That was fun.
24 hours
Went to
in
Magaluf. Yeah. That was amazing. So yeah, there's been lots going on. It has but we do have to say, I think, that there has been obviously all of this good stuff that has happened this year. But we have not been, we're not the luckiest.
I'd say
we've had some really shit parts as well.
As everybody does.
I just don't want to make it sound like we're all like...
Oh, no, not at all. I'd almost say that the reason why we haven't had lots of content going out, podcasts, vlogs have definitely stopped and stuff, is because life actually... We're sitting here talking about our highlights, which is lovely to do.
Which a lot.
But actually, this year's been really hard. We've worked hard. We have had some stuff to deal with. There's been some challenges, of course. Which we can talk about on future pods and stuff. There's nothing secret going on or anything.
No.
But life has been... It's been ramped up in every aspect, I would say.
Yeah, and that's obviously going to cause chaos.
Which is, is another reason why we've had to be pretty heads down and just cracking on. We've had messages throughout the year.
Oh, yeah, we have.
On YouTube comments, and I want to thank everybody who often reaches out. Some of the old-time listeners and watchers and stuff that are like, just checking in that you guys are okay. We absolutely are.
That's really sweet, yeah.
It is, and honestly, the reason that we haven't been as regular or at all that we used to be.
Regular. What a year.
It's just because life happened and we've been cracking on and we've had a lot to do. But we're excited.
We are excited to be back.
Cracking
and
on with the pods again.
And this goes into one of the reasons why we're able to is because of how we have now built the business. We are now a team of 7 in Ibiza. Is it 7? Or is it 8?
Technically 8.
8.
Technically 8.
Including you.
No, 8 including Emma.
Yeah, I mean no, I meant including.
Oh, okay.
Emma's already
You've got 7 team members and then I'm the eye candy.
So there's 8 of us all together. And this is why at 9:19 on a Wednesday or whatever it is, I'm not freaking out about what's going on my emails. I am kind of. But I'm able to sit here and record a podcast, whereas at the beginning of the year, I definitely could not take this time to sit and talk to my husband.
Yeah. October 21st last year, it's the last time we sat down and chatted. So how have you been?
I have a therapist now. No, I don't. Probably need one. But yeah, so it's nice. We've grown, business achievements, I think. Just in general, the business is our achievement.
Just take stock for a second. And I know that people will be commenting and saying similar things because if you say what we've just said out loud to anyone about what we've done with the business this year, especially you are the grafter. It is your baby. It's born out of what you were doing solo for the last couple of years. We're sitting here mid-November, so the company is not yet a year old, and we've got 6 other people on the payroll. We deal with clients and have amazing clients all over the world. It allows us to, as you say, sit and talk, because the business, to a degree, is running. We've got people that are working hard.
Yes, people are doing work right now, so I don't have to.
And they're doing great stuff, and stuff that we're really, really proud of. That's happened in the space of a handful of months, and that is why we've been really, really busy. Because I guess we've been finding that balance of, well, if we want more clients, then we're going to need new team members, and if we want new team members, then we're going to need more clients, and we want to do everything right.
Yes.
We don't like to rush, and so although it feels like we've gone very fast, I'm sure a lot of people will think that's really fast, really guys. Fast. We've tried our best to make sure we haven't rushed anything. So we've got a great team, people that are...
Not everyone's full-time, like it is.
No,
like
there's a mix of different roles, and we've got people that are remotely working. We've got people working from the UK, people working from Dubai, but that are on, you know, in our team and stuff.
People working from here, and we have our little team meetings on the weekly.
Every week we have the team round here, and we all sit around and
find a seat.
Who knows? In the future, we may have team members on the pod talking about what it is that they do. And,
that'd be cool.
Talking about Ibiza Creative Club, but that is linked in everything below. And like, if you're not following our business yet, please do, because Ibiza Creative Club is kind of our life. Definitely your life. Like you're so immersed in it, and I'm very, very proud of you. I'm proud of us, but I'm very, very proud of you.
Thanks, love. Like when you talk about like that stuff, I just feel like, okay, that's not mine. Like I'm like, you're talking about something else.
It's because I think when you're right in the thick of it every day, you don't take a moment to step away. No. But when I went to Ireland a few weeks ago and saw the Ashmores, who I hope are watching / listening, and just sort of catching up with them, because hadn't seen them for 2 years since we'd been here. And I remember just particularly having a chat with Jess, and she was like, God, you should really just sort of sit and think for a second, like, how many, like, you've got these team members that are now sort of, this is what they do. Like, you've done that for them. They now have a job, they have a career, they potentially, you know, you're paying them a certain salary. How much are you paying them that, you know, they would have been doing something somewhere else? And these clients whose businesses have potentially been supported or even elevated, and they're now doing things that maybe they wouldn't have thought that they'd be doing because of the work that you and the team and we do together. It's not until you stop and think about it and go, actually, we deserve a pat on the back. So
well done. Shoulder pads.
Tiff did a workout yesterday, so can't pat herself on the back.
So the business in itself is an achievement. Very happy with where we're at. I want to and the kind of non-drinking helps the day-to-day life of that as well, because you don't wake up with a fuzzy head. You're super clear on what you want to do, and there's nothing kind of getting in the way of the business, which could mean that it goes quicker, faster.
Well, we've noticed only in the last 2 weeks, because again, we've in the last 2 weeks gone, okay, let's head down, let's focus, the island is closed now. There's no clubs open. There's no events going on. There's still things, but
you're like totally in denial. You're like, nothing's happening. Ibiza is closed. Yeah. I'm like, but there's this and this.
Villa parties.
Akasha's still open.
Yeah, but we have been head down, and we've seen in the last 2 weeks alone that a little bit of focus, a little bit of more focus than we would usually be able to give, or a little bit more energy that we'd usually be able to give.
There's a bit of.
And we've got
blinkers.
We've got potentially more in the pipeline than we did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, of course we do. Yeah.
Purely because we're just a bit heads down and a bit more focused.
And we're at that time of year where we're looking into next year, so there's actually a all-round bigger focus. Even if this kind of non-alcoholic thing wasn't happening, we are looking at next year and trying to forecast and doing all of that kind of stuff. And so, of course, there's more focus on the business. We're reevaluating a lot of stuff, and that is going to have our heads more in the business, our blinkers on, like laser focus, than kind of when it's just running and we're not trying to think of doing anything new. Like we're just like, cool, let's just smash what we're doing now. But that's not what we're doing. We're like, right, let's make next year really fucking good.
Yeah, we're already looking at what our new horizons will be.
Yeah, so,
Do you want to plug it then, in case there's anybody who might want to use our services in the new year? No? No?
No, I was going to say, like...
Want to use our huge platform and massive audience to, reach globally?
I was going to say, like, with the business, like I said earlier, I went to Dubai this year and kind of went round and saw... Imagine if I got to go everywhere where my clients were. That would be really cool. Pop to Canada.
Yeah, pop to Canada.
Go to I was going to say Bali.
We don't have
one in Bali. We did have one in Sri Lanka.
Still working on the Maldives. We need a client in the Maldives who needs, people to visit, say, once a month.
Yeah, so no, it's really good. Obviously, we do all of different types of things and socials and marketing and writing.
You're not great at selling yourself, are you?
Just message me.
Do you want to plug, your business that's going really well? Yeah, we do this, we do this. Basically, if you need social media support, digital marketing, branding, copywriting, podcasting we're doing as well. So if you want to learn how to do a podcast or you want us to manage your podcast, we're doing that as well now.
Yeah, and I just remembered, like, we've got all of those advert snippets because we got... that radio advertising thing.
We did get radio advertising, so we've still got some snippets. We could get them in and all
at
sorts.
some point. But yeah, we need to use more of them. I forgot. That just reminded me.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Anyway, it's okay. I'm just conscious that, we're already 40 minutes into a
yeah.
podcast. We're always going to try and keep these to under an hour.
Yeah. I just want... This was an all-round roundup.
I almost feel like this was a brain fart.
Thanks if you're still here.
40 minutes of summing up basically what our year has looked like. But what do you think... what do you think this season of the podcast looks like? And what do we need from our listeners and viewers? Do we want questions again? Or
I think...
subjects to discuss?
I think from this there might be questions. So if people send in their questions to where? Just go on to one of our DMs.
Go on, find either one of us on Instagram.
Yeah, why don't you...
And just DM us questions.
MC
I think
Bennett
that's the easiest thing.
MC Bennett 1 and Tiffy Bennett 1. Link in the show notes, blah, blah, blah.
The links are everywhere.
So yeah, send us... If you have any questions on what we've said or want to hear about anything in the future, let us know. We'll add it to the list. We do have some subjects that we want to talk about. They're kind of written down. But yeah, we kind of just go with the flow, I think, and just see what comes up that week.
It's not going to just be us rambling like this episode is.
No.
We're going to have points to talk about.
And we need to record on proper days so we know
proper days.
I mean, we need to plan the day we record, not just do it on the random, because then people can send their questions.
Okay, so we've now just turned this into you nagging me about when we do the pod.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it on a proper day.
Proper day.
Not a non-proper day.
Not a non-proper day. And you'll see that on our socials, so...
Yeah. So follow our businesses. Fuck it, Hot Sauce, my business.
And my business, Ibiza Creative Club.
Which pays all the bills.
You're going off the organisational chart that I made yesterday now. I'm just going to kick you off it.
Fine.
Just so you can poke in the corner. Like, oh yeah.
But thank you for tuning in again, I guess.
I hope you've enjoyed our random ramblings.
It's such a ramble, and that was just episode 1, so thank you for sticking with us.
Oh, and if you left a review on the old podcast, can you just re-review it? Because now we've got a new podcast.
We're going to have to get reviews back in.
Yes, please review. Let's just do that. That's your number 1 task. Go.
That's it. That's all we ask of you this week. Review the pod.
Yeah.
And we'll work on making sure that next week's pod is less rambly, more succinct. Probably not. And check in to find out how I got on drinking at the football.
All right then. Toodaloo, everyone.
Toodaloo.
Bye.